Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday, February 19th, about 5:40 in the morning, and let's talk some stocks. So pre-market this morning, the futures have gapped up. They were down pretty significant last night, up. So ES futures up here, top left, up 18 points right now. I can't really find any legitimate news on why. Some things saying they're looking forward to new economic numbers today, but just little things I've looked at, like oil's up. It's up to above $60 a barrel, which is it was at 25 to start the year, so big move there. And then if you look right here, like TD's latest news for the SPY right here is the U.S. officially rejoins Paris Climate Accords. So I think with all that and the taxes and everything that'll go into that, I don't think that's a good thing necessarily for the market, but they'll spin it to be that way. But it doesn't matter, we just react to how the market's reacting to any news anyway. So it's up, and that's good news for a lot of stocks. Bitcoin's up. It took off above 53K. Elon Musk put out a tweet last night. I think that's what sent it up higher. Well, it touched 53K, I guess. Touched it, kind of rejected it, but it got above the highs from yesterday. So if we just focus on the middle four stocks again, crypto plays, SOS, CAN, Riot, EBON. So all of them are gapped up from yesterday's close. It looks like CAN right here in the top is getting some strength right now, curling up towards 19. SOS is starting to curl up. Riot is too. Not as much to a degree as parabolic as CAN, but EBON too, kind of down, but still up, 50 cents from its close. So those will definitely be a watch. I'll probably be watching EBON again, as it's not on SSR, which the other three are, from yesterday being down so much. And then just go look at some other ones real quick. So Aphria, just a quick look. So Aphria and the weeds sectors are up a little bit from their close yesterday. But just from the recent movements, you just see her here on the 5-minute, right? Haven't crossed this 200, so that could be a zone I'll watch on the open, or maybe even still in the pre-market, whether or not it can break that. If it doesn't, I'm going to fade it. That means shorting. So CCIV, so it's been on a tear the last 5 days. Talked about in the other videos, right? Getting parabolic. It's looking like it's going to open above 60 potentially. Right, so been flirting with this 161 fib, above it early this morning, come back below, poked it, maybe consolidating below right now, so that could be an area of interest for today. And then we'll jump into some new stocks that are moving today on news. So JPM, which is a securities company, it's up on its earnings. So if we go back, I think it was the 10-year, nope, it's the 20-year. So all the way back to 2008, previous high of 13.15. Low at 215 beginning of 2020. So it's basically up 100% today. So this thing could potentially be a big mover. It's only got 6.8 million shares in float, so this could be a low float play today. And they have been running this week with CLPS and then Socket Media SCKT. So it could get a run out of this today. And then oops, wrong one. Come on. I apologize. What's going on? There we go. Okay, and then let's go to Watt Power, Egregious Energy, or Energous Corp. I can't ever say anything right. So pretty big spike. There wasn't really much news on it today through TD, but they do like batteries and stuff. So 4 to 8.27, and then kind of fading, and now we're getting a little bounce here off this 5.5 area. Usually when things spike this early in pre-market, it can be a fade if it doesn't get a run later into pre-market, so we'll see how high this can go. We'd like to see this get over 6.5 to remain bullish, right? That's going to be your first resistance point. But that'll be on watch as well. It has been a previous mover. It's got 40 million shares float, so it can move as well. Then UAVS, which is a drone company, They had a short sellers report come out this week, which smacked the price way down. But as you see, it was at 19 cents, last March, so almost 100 times return on your money. So naturally, a big pullback can occur, and I haven't read the short report, but there could be some valid arguments in it. But they put out their response this morning and gave us this bounce back. So just to go look at fib levels, because I kind of screwed that up right there. So the reds from basically, last Wednesday, the low marked from yesterday, and then the blues from the high, that 19 cents to 17.68. So we got some kind of resistance, 9.5, 10.5. This is kind of a $half, whole dollar resistance areas building on it. But if you go to 5 minutes, we're kind of all above those areas, but we rejected this 11.76. So now maybe we'll pull back down into this 10.6.5 area. I think it was on the hourly. A long-term target for this. Well, before I was making the video and looking at these things, so we were sitting up here. So the next targets would probably be to look at this 50. If you go back to Wednesday, right when it dropped below that, it never really retested it at all. So that's probably like a moving zone of resistance for it, and you can find them on other charts too. Like if you go down to, I think it was a 30, it was a 200. No, it wasn't there. But they move. You can find them on the other charts as well, where that moving average was the last one it touched before it like basically sold off. So same area right here is on the 15. There you go. The 50 and the 200 right broke that 50, so maybe the next target's going to come up here. So if we get a bounce, that's the area I'd look for it to run to, and then make a decision. It's got a low float too. Where was it? Only got 53 million, so that's not a huge amount, so it could move. And then the last one, we'll go to Gevo. This thing has ran like crazy in the past. To go 10-year, right? So it's been split 1, 2, 3 times. So 15 to 1, 20 to 1, 20 to 1. So this thing's just, this whole chart's gonna be skewed. That's why I haven't drawn a big fib on it, because it's just gonna be ridiculous. But from their last split here, we can do one. So we're consolidating basically the last 5 weeks between the 38 and the 61. So kind of pinned off that 38, sold back down towards the 61, and so right now we're sitting a little bit higher, 11.8. So we're right in between the 61 and the 58, or excuse me, 61 and the 50. They have a price target of $18 from Wainwright, so that's why they're up today on the news. So if we look, just go to the daily from the price yesterday. The last 3 days have been a pretty hard sell-off. Volume hasn't been, it's been about average, 26 million shares. So see if we can get a big volume spike today, gets back above this $12 area. So 11.97 the high from yesterday, 11.62 the low from the day before. So those two areas are going to be zones of interest right now, right? So we'd like to see if poke the high of yesterday. So on open, if we can get above the 12, that probably could be a pretty bullish sentiment. Look for it to move higher, at least up in this, get above this fib, and then get up to the 13 higher dollar range. See if we can get a little run going for a Friday short squeeze. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. I appreciate all the views. The views each video all week have been going up, so I appreciate it. Hope you're getting something out of it, and if you are, if you could leave a like, comment, subscribe, that'd be awesome. And as always, see you in the next one.